Before you were born, you lived in water. For 9 months, the only word you knew was warm, dark, and liquid. Every human being who has ever lived began their existence the same way. The Yoruba people built an entire goddess around that truth. Her name is Yemoja, mother of waters, mother of orishas, mother of every living thing that has ever drawn breath. She is gentle enough to hold a newborn child. She is powerful enough to drown an empire. This is the story of the goddess the Yoruba call Mother, and why nearly every river, every ocean, and every drop of water in the African diaspora still carries her name. Yemoja's name tells you everything you need to know before her story even begins. It comes from 3 Yoruba words, Ye, meaning mother, Omo, meaning child, and Eja, meaning fish. Mother whose children are the fish. In the beginning of Yoruba cosmology, Yemoja was present at the very formation of humanity. According to tradition, the creator, Olodumare, charged her with assisting the Orisha Obotolo in shaping the first human beings. She descended from Orun, the spiritual realm, to earth on a sacred rope, alongside 16 other Orisha, and she traveled the world helping to prepare it for the arrival of humankind. She was there before there were rivers to flow through, before there were oceans to fill, before there was anyone alive to call her name. She is considered the mother of the Orishas themselves. Many of the most powerful deities in the Yoruba pantheon, including Shango, the god of thunder, and Oshun, the goddess of love and rivers, are her children. If Shango is the fire of the Yoruba cosmos, and Ogun is the iron, and Anansi the wheat of the wider African pantheon, Yemoja is the water that all of it floats on. Now here is something most videos about Yemoja will not tell you, and it matters. In Yorubaland itself, in Nigeria, Yemoja is not technically the goddess of the ocean. She is the goddess of the Ogun River, the largest river in Yorubaland, and the leader of the river deities. The Orisha who actually holds dominion over the deep ocean in traditional Yoruba religion is a different deity entirely, Olokun, guardian of the unfathomable depths. So why does the world know Yemoja as the ocean goddess? Because of an ocean she never asked to cross. When millions of Yoruba people were taken across the Atlantic during the transatlantic slave trade, it was not Olokun whose name traveled most powerfully with them. It was Yemoja's. In the holds of slave ships, in the new lands of Cuba and Brazil and Trinidad, far from the river that had always been her home, the enslaved Yoruba people needed a mother for the endless water that now defined their entire existence. They gave that role to Yemoja. And across the diaspora, in Cuba, in Brazil, in Trinidad, in the United States, her domain expanded. The river goddess became the ocean goddess. Not because the original myth changed, but because a displaced people needed their mother to be big enough to hold the water that had taken everything from them. This is not a mistake in the story. This is the story. To understand Yemoja, you have to understand water itself. Water that can be cupped gently in 2 hands. Water that can also swallow a coastline whole. Yemoja embodies both completely. She is described, consistently, across every tradition that honors her, as deeply nurturing. She is the mother who comforts. The mother who heals grief. The mother who cures infertility in women who come to her in desperation. Her devotees call her when they are sick, when they are heartbroken, when they have lost a child, when they need to be held by something larger than their own suffering. She does not judge. She does not punish easily. She listens, the way the ocean listens to everything thrown into it, and she responds with patience. But provoke her, and the same water that comforted you becomes the water that destroys you. Yemoja's fury is described the same way every time, like a flood. Sudden, overwhelming, and utterly without mercy once it begins. The gentleness is real. The danger is also real. They are not contradictions in her character. They are the same character. This is precisely why she is feared and loved in equal measure. A river that never floods cannot also nourish a valley for 1,000 years. The same force that gives life is always, eventually, capable of taking it back. Yemoja's worship is built almost entirely around imagery of the sea. Her colors are blue and white, the deep blue of open water and the white of sea foam and moonlight. Her sacred number is 7, representing the 7 seas she is said to watch over in the diaspora traditions. Cowrie shells, once used as currency across West Africa, represent her wealth and abundance, and devotees place them on her altars in offering. She is most often depicted as a beautiful dark-skinned woman, sometimes shown as a mermaid, rising from the waves draped in flowing blue and white cloth, holding a mirror or a fan, symbols of reflection, vanity, and the calm surface of deep water. Her shrines are built near rivers, lakes, and coastlines. Her devotees bring her white flowers, watermelon, perfume, and honey, and they wade into the water to deliver these offerings directly into her domain. In Brazil, the festival of Yemoja takes place every February 2nd on the beaches of Bahia, where thousands gather at dawn, many of them not even practitioners of her religion, to send small paper boats loaded with prayers out into the waves. In Montevideo, Uruguay, the same ritual draws crowds in the hundreds of thousands. This is not a forgotten goddess practiced in secret. This is one of the most actively, visibly worshipped deities anywhere in the world today. There is a reason Yemoja's worship grew larger across the Atlantic than it ever was in Yorubaland itself, and it is not a comfortable reason. The transatlantic slave trade carried millions of Yoruba people across the same ocean that would come to define Yemoja's expanded identity. Countless people died on that crossing. Their bodies were given to the same water that would later be called by her name. For the survivors who reached Cuba, Brazil, Trinidad, and beyond, Yemoja became something more than a goddess of fertility and rivers. She became the mother who held the ocean that had taken their families. She became Yemaya in Cuba, syncretized with Our Lady of Regla so her worship could survive under the watch of colonial authorities who banned African religion outright. She became Yemoja in Brazil, merging with the Virgin Mary herself, hidden inside Catholic imagery for centuries while her true identity was never forgotten. This is the same survival strategy we have seen across this entire pantheon. Shango became Saint Barbara. Ogun became Saint George. Yemoja became Mary. The names changed. The mothers did not. And today, in Bahia, in Havana, in Montevideo, when hundreds of thousands of people walk into the ocean at dawn to leave flowers for a goddess, they are continuing a 500-year-old act of defiance disguised as devotion. Yemoja was never meant to be an ocean goddess. She began as the mother of a river, gentle, local, known by name to a single people in a single land. It was loss that made her vast. It was an ocean of grief, crossed in chains, that turned a river goddess into the mother of every sea that touches every shore where her children were scattered. She did not choose to become this large. Her children needed her to be, and she became it. That is, perhaps, the truest definition of a mother that exists in any mythology on earth. If you want to go deeper into the gods, the mothers, and the legends Africa never forgot, subscribe. New video every week. We are just getting started.